while that's happening, we're going to talk about Manchester United. The boss, Erik Ten Hag, has been speaking to the media ahead of his side's trip to Burnley tomorrow night. It's live on talkSPORT from 8 p.m. The Red Devils manager responded to rumours of a dressing room mole. Have a listen.
Are you concerned about the number of leaks that seem to be coming out of the dressing room at this time? I mean, there's been reports today about players being unhappy with, for example, the treatment of David De Gea, about the criticism that you may have given them. Is that inevitable when you're trying to change culture at a club?
I don't know if it's a leak, but I know the opinion. So I know my place.
So what you're saying that it's not happening, or this is?
I know my place, and everyone can make suggestions. We are okay with it.
You know what's interesting is when there's a press conference and you know the manager and the club are in a bit, not turmoil,
like sticky water,
right? The questions are nasty. Right?
Yeah.
When they're flying high, it's all fun and jokes. And, hey, all right, Hans, you all right, Jurgen? It's all that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden it's like, are you aware there's a mole?
Yeah.
Are you aware the players, there's unrest?
Who do you think it is? It's the mole's. Do you know what I mean? These type of questions.
Yeah, the
Who do you
horrible
think it is?
questions. Yeah. Be nice. But I get it. They're trying to get tomorrow's headline. I understand that. Did you ever have a mole? Were you aware of a mole at any club?
I think there was a situation at Spurs. I think stories kept getting out from there.
Who was it? Do you know?
I don't know. It was no. But
could it have been you?
No, absolutely 100% not. But yeah, stories were coming out there. But do you know what? Sometimes, right, it's necessarily not even just a mole. Because say there's been a fight at training, right? Someone might go home and go to their other half or their mate,
or their agent.
Or agent go, you'll never guess what happened today. These two got into a fight. That person then tells somebody else, and before you know it, it spreads like wildfire, and then it's out there. Do you know what I mean? So it's not necessarily someone calling up the newspapers and going, do you know what? This happened. This is what's going on in the dressing room. Keep my name out of it, but this was happening. Sometimes it's just word of mouth. I'm telling you.
Would players do that if they wanted the manager out? So for argument's sake, I'm not suggesting for one moment this would be happening. I want to make that clear.
Yeah.
But Jadon Sancho, right, can't get near the first team.
Yeah.
Right? Again, he's not in the squad for the Burnley game. Okay. Would someone in that position who's out of favour with the manager, would he start leaking stuff to get the manager in hot water?
No, do you know what? I don't know if he'd start leaking stuff, but because of how he's been treated, he probably will be telling his mates. Like, obviously, we don't quite know what's going on with Jadon Sancho. We can only speculate. But listen, I've had it at my situations at clubs where I'm annoyed about something, so I tell one of my friends. He's probably doing the same thing. He needs to vent to somebody, doesn't he? About he's not picking me. I trained this well today, but then he told me this. Do you know what I mean? Then they might tell somebody else, and you just don't know how it spreads. Do you know what I mean? But like Jadon Sancho, he's not going to be sitting at home going, not speaking to anyone, and he's certainly not going to be going, no, Ten Hag's a great guy. Like, no, nothing's coming out. He's going to be telling his friends, listen, I think I'm training as well as I am, but he's told me I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. Look at him over there, he's not doing that either. This is how these things get out.
There's obviously a divide in that dressing room, right? And Erik Ten Hag's job is going to be incredibly difficult to get rid of the dead wood and make sure everyone in that dressing room is completely behind him and backing him. So for argument's sake, in your dressing room, the Arteta dressing room, right? I get the impression, obviously I'm not in there, but I get the impression that whatever comes out of Arteta's mouth, everyone is up for it.
Yeah.
Even the fact that he's managed to, I don't know how, rotate goalkeepers, which is nuts.
Yeah, bonkers.
Right? And it might result in Aaron Ramsdale leaving the club, but either way, it looks like everyone is happy and there's a great atmosphere, right? Camaraderie is really high at the club. But in Manchester United's dressing room, currently at the moment, that's obviously not the case. But is that normal when a new manager comes in and there's players that have been there for some time and the manager's going to have his favourites, which I imagine all managers have their favourites.
Of course they do.
So it's going to take Erik Ten Hag time to get his own dressing room, right?
It is, but it also depends on how he's treating certain players, because if you're treating someone in the dressing room who's very popular, like good with the guys, good with the lads, and then you come in and treat him like rubbish, then that's going to bother some of the other players.
Would it?
Yeah, of course it would. It's going to bother some of the other players. If he's a good guy and he's always okay, turns up on time, it's never a problem, he's at the life and soul of the party, and then the manager comes in and tries to kind of alienate him and treat him like rubbish, players won't like that. Players won't like that at all.
Have you seen that? Have you been in a situation where a new manager's come in, or even a manager, and for whatever reason he's started to not pick a player that you were close with, and you've had a problem with it, it's affected you?
Not so much affected me, but listen, I've been that player where I've come into a dressing room and obviously I've gone in there, things are going really well, and all of a sudden I've seen the manager then alienate who was there before me. Do you know what I mean? For instance, so like I can give you an example, this didn't happen, but me getting to Charlton and then Kerbishley signing me and then pushing Sean Bartlett to the side, like, well, I've got Benty in now, so you go over there. I've seen that type of scenario before.
Okay. Not easy.
But again, I've been the one when I was at Villa, and Benteke came in, and Lambert went pushed me to the side. But Benteke was scoring goals.
How are you with Lambert now?
What?
How are you with Lambert? Huh?
Honestly, you.
When we come back, we're taking your calls on all the above. Also, I want to hear from United fans about how you feel about the manager. I'm 100% behind Erik ten Hag. I get bored of asking the question, but we are going to ask it because of this press conference. There's big games coming up for Manchester United. Burnley, of course, away tomorrow night. Then Palace at home, Galatasaray at home as well. Brentford. These are games that United fans on paper should be thinking about 3 points in. So we'll talk. I know Brentford's tough. 03717223344. Erik ten Hag on Man United is where it's at right after this. Live on Drive on talkSPORT.
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.